Welcome to Vlogz Automotive Podcast, a hybrid call-in talk show where you, the viewer or listener of the Vlogz YouTube channel, can tune in and listen to the latest in automotive news and happenings within the automotive space. I'm Mario Gear. Want to be a part of the show? It's easy. Just call our show voicemail hotline at 805-419-5129 any time of the day of the week before the following Thursday and leave a message. Or please follow us on the Clubhouse app. Become a member of the Vlogz Gearheads Club on Clubhouse and raise your hand to come on stage and be a part of the community when we go live, most nights starting at 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific. So sit back, relax, and crack open a cold one. GM to idle Indiana truck plant for 2 weeks over chip shortages. Fort Wayne Assembly builds Chevy Silverados and GMC Sierras. Washington. General Motors said Friday it will idle for 2 weeks in April in an assembly plant in Indiana that builds pickup trucks over ongoing semiconductor chip shortages. The Detroit automaker said it will halt production at its Fort Wayne assembly plant, which builds the Chevrolet Silverado 1500, GMC Sierra 1500 for 2 weeks starting April 4th. There is still uncertainty and unpredictability in the semiconductor supply base, and we are actively working with our suppliers to mitigate potential issues moving forward, GM said Friday. The automaker said this in its first semiconductor-related full-size truck production downtime since August. GM noted that overall it has seen better consistency in semiconductor supply through the first quarter compared to last year as a whole. This translated into improvements in our production and deliveries during the first 3 months of the year. GM Chief Executive Officer Mary Barra met with some lawmakers on Capitol Hill this week, including Republican Senator Ted Young of Indiana. GM is backing a bill in Congress to provide $52 billion in government subsidies to boost U.S. semiconductor manufacturing. GM said that legislation could help alleviate the ongoing shortages that continue to impact U.S. automotive manufacturing. So, yeah, that's there. Now, my take on this semiconductor chip shortage that these manufacturers are dealing with. And my personal gripe with these Ivy League MBA professor types who came up with the idea of just-in-time manufacturing. You see, as the manufacturers, they know, they kind of forecast what they're going to need for the production line. You know, they have an idea of how much chips that they're going to need and a forecast. So they place orders with the manufacturers ahead of time. So in some instances, years in advance. You know, so the manufacturers can schedule, you know, the manufacturing and the allotment. From my sources, postponed, they weren't sure on uncertainty of things that were going to happen, and their existing orders for these chips, they've postponed or halted way back when, because, hey, we don't want chips coming in here and we have nowhere to put them and store them, so we have this problem. So now the manufacturers are, you know, probably going to the semiconductor manufacturers. We want these chips. We want these chips. And the manufacturer says, no, you canceled the order on us. Get back in line. We had to slow our production down because of your cancellation and whatnot. Now, here's the thing that nobody's talking about. And they're saying, oh, global chip shortages. Guess what? All of those chip manufacturers, those chips that are, you know, that you got the manufacturers need, it's not, in most cases, they're not specific to one manufacturer or auto manufacturer. It's a generic part that gets programmed for whatever needs. So if they really want those chips, all of those semiconductor manufacturers have distributors across the country that stock those parts. Whether it's going to be enough to complete an order, you know, to fulfill your manufacturing needs, and you're not going to get the deep discounts of going factory direct or manufacturer direct. So it's up to you how bad you guys want those chips to manufacture stuff. That's my opinion. So yeah, now they're talking about a $52 billion in government subsidies to bring back semiconductor manufacturing in the to the U.S. Yeah, let's see. I can know off the top of my head. Let's see. California alone, HP and had a factory up as well as another company, but that other factory got sold off, so it's in private hands and German hands up in Roseville, California. Then let's see, you have the chip manufacturer, the big one for memory chips. I think they have a factory in Idaho. So problem is not making new factories. They probably need to partner with the semiconductor companies that are still here in the US to expand their factories, which will then create more jobs and whatnot. Because to expand these factories, it means you're going to have companies like Applied Materials, who manufactures the manufacturing equipment for these semiconductor chips, can get back in the business and start applying for, some of this $52 billion in development. And frankly, I'm surprised that the U.S. does not have a national semiconductor foundry for government-specific requirements that you can entrust to foreign entities. That is like, if the U.S. government has relied on outsourcing crucial, national security needs for semiconductor chips to foreign entities, somebody needs to be slapped in the face. But that's just my opinion. Comment down below what you guys think. Volkswagen delays ID.5 launch due to Ukraine wiring harness bottleneck. VW was unable to produce enough exhibition and demo vehicles. Berlin, Volkswagen will delay the launch of its ID.5 electric car by a month to the first week of May because of disruptions in the supply of wiring harnesses from Ukraine, a spokesman said on Friday. The lack of supply meant that the car maker was unable to produce enough exhibition and demonstration vehicles for all its sales partners, according to a letter to dealerships seen by auto publications, which first reported the news. Quote, in order to ensure that all partners are treated equally, the vehicles that are already in the destination stations are not yet being delivered, the letter published by the magazine. Quote, in order to ensure the nationwide availability of the vehicles for every agent, we will partially redistribute the exhibition vehicles, end quote. The ID.5 is being produced in Volkswagen Zwickau plant, which production was temporarily halted due to supply bottlenecks caused by the war in Ukraine, but is due to resume next week. So yeah, who would think a global conflict would affect manufacturing? And is this VW maybe a lesson that they can learn from, as in not having all your eggs in one basket? If that makes sense. Like, couldn't they outsource that wiring harness to another supplier and have like a secondary level backup supplier that could be tooled up and ready to provide in these instances? I don't know. That's just me. Comment down below what you guys think. Team Mitsubishi Ralliart to compete in the Asia Cross Country Rally. Mitsubishi Motors provides technical support. Mitsubishi Motor Corporation, hereafter Mitsubishi Motors, today announced that Team Mitsubishi Ralliart, backed by Mitsubishi Motors technical support, will compete in the Asia Cross Country Rally AXCR 2022, scheduled to be held from August 6th through the 12th, with Mitsubishi Motors' global strategic model Triton 1-ton pickup truck. Team Mitsubishi Ralliart is a private team owned by Tant Sports in Thailand and appoints Hiroshi Masuka, a two-time Dakar Rally champion driver in 2002 and 2003, as team director. Sold as the L200 in some markets. The Titan. AXCR is a cross-country rally event certified by the Fédération Internationale de l'Automobile, FIA, mainly set in Thailand. The competition is in the hot and humid climate unique to Southeast Asia and on grueling off-road courses in the mountains and jungles. Mitsubishi Motors will leverage the feedback earned through this rally competition to further refine its strengths, including body and chassis rigidity, controllability, as well as off-road performance. Quote, for many years, Mitsubishi Motors competed in the World Rally Championships and the Dakar Rally, winning championships in both of them and improving the driving performances of Mitsubishi cars that can be enjoyed with peace of mind in any weather or road conditions. Team director of Team Mitsubishi Ralliart. Mitsubishi Motors participates in the AXCR in the form of technical support will strengthen our product uniqueness, especially as for ASIN strategic model, including one-ton pickup trucks and SUVs. Team Mitsubishi Ralliart will make preparations to meet the expectation of our fans, so please stay tuned. Mitsubishi Motors revived its Ralliart brand in November of 2021 and started sales of special editions in Thailand and accessory parts in Japan. By participating in motorsport activities through technical support for Team Mitsubishi Ralliart, Mitsubishi Motors will showcase its engineering spirit and excitement provided by Mitsubishi cars. There's a video message from Team Ralliart participants in the AXCR. Link will be in the show notes. I'm not playing it because of copyright issues and whatnot. So then we have a little bit about Mitsubishi Motors that you guys can read in the article. So yeah, comment down below if you're a fan of Ralliarts and you think you want to see this particular truck come back to the U.S. and being offerings as a pickup truck. Because as far as I remember, it's just SUVs and cars from Mitsubishi. I don't think they've had a truck lineup for many years now. I could be mistaken, but I haven't seen any. So yeah, comment down below. Looks like an interesting looking truck. So, rare 1965 Shelby 427 SC Cobra was a race winner at the 12-hour Sebrings. This 1965 Shelby 427 SC Cobra Roadster claimed a victory at the 1966 12 Hours of Sebring and is one of the main attractions at the Mecum auction Indy event to be held from May 13th through the 21st. The race car is one of just 23 factory competition Cobra models that were built and driven by Bob Grossman and Ed Lothar back in the day. In addition to taking out victory at the 12-hour Sebring, the car was also a track record holder around Watkins Glen in 1966 and later competed in the Los Angeles Vintage Grand Prix in 1997. A color dubbed silver mink adorns the exterior of the car and includes red, white, and blue racing stripes with a number 6 livery, just as it wore during its Sebring victory. It has also undergone a comprehensive restoration by Mike McCluskey and Billy Andrews and was featured in the Monterey Historics in both 1995 and 1997. A look under the skin reveals a 427 cubic inch V8 and an engine compartment that has been restored and all the correct bolts, finishes, and wires. The Cobra also benefits from a rebuilt carburetor, a new fuel cell bladder, and has the correct battery and fuel filter. The engine delivers an impressive 500 horsepower and works alongside a 4-speed manual transmission. Other parts of the Cobra that stand out are the black side exhaust, Hellebrand wheels, and Goodyear tires. Found in the cabin is black leather upholstery across the seats and a 3-spoke wooden steering wheel. While Mecum hasn't released a pre-auction estimate for the car, a similar model fetched $3.3 million at a Mecum auction in 2021. And here are some of the shots here of the car. So yeah, maybe we'll stay tuned and come when it goes on the auction block and maybe I'll do a live stream just for waiting to see if this car shows up. Comment down below if you guys want to see a live stream of this car going through the auction block. I'm sure it's going to be televised, hopefully on the internet, and we can see. Comment down below. Here are a few videos YouTube thinks you may enjoy. Be sure to follow me on all of my socials. So, crack open a cold one, sit back, relax, and have a blessed day.